Question. Do you ever play with yourself? I do. How you doing, guys? Big Mate Dance Squad here again today, and welcome to the third ever episode of Warhammer Thoughty. Now, you may have guessed from the intro that today's video is about solo gaming. You may not have guessed that. You may have thought it was about something else completely different. I don't know what. I don't know how your minds work out there. Anyway, so what is solo gaming? Solo gaming is basically playing a game by yourself. There's two things that spring to my mind right away anyway. Two versions of solo gaming. So one of them is playing a game that's got a mechanic designed in it so that you can play it solo. So a good example of this is something like Assassinorum Execution Force or maybe Zombicide. And the second version, if you like, of solo gaming would be to take control of all factions in a certain game. So say, for example, Warhammer 40k or Gorka Morka, or a game that isn't traditionally a solo game, but you might just want to play it by yourself. So, Zombicide and Assassinorum Execution Force, they're both designed so with an automated enemy. They're designed to be predominantly cooperative games, where each player, let's talk about Assassinorum Execution Force. So there's 4 assassins, they can each be controlled by one player, or as last time I played it, me and a friend played it, so we each controlled 2 assassins. So let's say there's 4 players. They can talk to each other and say, oh, I'm going to move this guy here, and then you can move your girl there, and then we can achieve this. And they discuss it. They discuss what they're going to do between each other before they do it. So that kind of game, you can easily just internalize all those conversations and play it by yourself. So those games lend themselves to solo gaming very easily. Now, what I'm going to talk about more in this video is playing games like Warhammer 40,000 or Bolt Action by yourself. These games aren't designed to be played by yourself. But why might you want to play them by yourself? Now, you might just have a hankering to roll some dice. You might want to get some practice in before a tournament, but you've not got the time to go to the gaming club, or for numerous reasons. I don't game that often, so now and again, before I go down to see my friend that I game against, I quite often will just get a quick game of 40k in to refamiliarise myself with some of the rules. If I play 2 or 3 games a year, that's an achievement. So whenever I'm going to play a game of 40k, I'll probably get 2 factions that I've got. Let's say Deathwatch and Orcs, and then I'll just play those 2 factions against each other in a small points game, just to refamiliarise myself, like I said, with some of the rules like move through cover, or moving through cover rather than the special rule move through cover, and how you charge through cover and Overwatch, and just the order of gameplay in general. Now there's cheat sheets and stuff you can make for this, or some games have them built into them, like Zombicide. They have a cheat sheet that in the rule book they have a cheat sheet tells you the turn sequence of the games and everything, and actually 40k does at the back of the rule book as well. But I just find it helps everything run a little bit more smoothly when you are more familiar with the rules, and that's when solo gaming can be a really good thing. Now, one thing I'm hoping to be doing in the future is go down to a GW store and get some games in against a store manager, and then maybe at some point in the future get some games in against other people in the store. But one thing I definitely want to do before I commit to that would be to really up my knowledge on the rules, and so it almost becomes second nature. So solo games in that case will help me do that. The reason I'd want to do that is because I wouldn't want to be slowing everyone else's game down. So solo games in that respect are a tool to help you do that. So just take two factions, familiarise yourself with the rules, and just go from there really. This is going to be a really short one this week because I've not got an awful lot else to talk about on the subject. Another reason you might want to get a solo game in is just to get your bad luck that people sometimes feel there's a bad luck associated with freshly painted models. You know, you get your new Cataphractii Terminator unit painted, and then you put it into its first game and it gets wiped out first turn. It's crazy. So yeah, that could be another just like a fun little reason to have a solo game. It doesn't have to be a full-size game. It can just be, you know, a couple of squads against another couple of squads, something like that. Now, we spoke earlier about Zombicide and Assassinorum Execution Force and how they have an automated mechanic. A good thing to ask yourself is, or you know, to research. I've never found this, but is there a way of playing 40k with one of the sides being automated? To my knowledge, there's not. If you do know of a way, though, pop it in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to hear about that. One thing you can do, though, is play one of the armies at least to the narrative, if you like. So let's take Deathwatch and Orcs again. Let's say I'm taking my Deathwatch to a tournament. So the Orcs, I'd like to play narratively, so it feels less like I'm in control of the force. So the Deathwatch are just they're doing what you want them to do. So they might not whatever tactics Deathwatch might use in order to try and overcome the Orcs, they might not do that. They're going to do specifically what you want to do. And if you're playing like a Maelstrom game or something, they're going to go to objectives rather than just try and wipe out the Xenos, which is what they want to do. Where the Orcs, they want to get into the fight straight away. So first available opportunity, they're going to want to charge you. You know, they're going to shoot at you a lot and stuff like that. But they're going to want to charge it. Even units like Looters, which you wouldn't want to charge in if you were controlling them normally, because they're your heavy weapons guys, if you like. So even they'd want to charge in. Now let's take another example of Grey Knights. You're playing Grey Knights narratively against your tournament list of Chaos Demons and an allied warband of Orcs, let's say. So your Grey Knights are going to focus most of the firepower onto the demons primarily, and then worry about the Orcs after that, because their hated enemy is all things chaos demons. So that's just a little thought about how you can make it a little bit more interesting solo gaming. You know, play one of the armies narratively, or if it's just a fun game and not practice game, you could by all means just play both armies narratively. Let's say Harlequins are taking on Harlequins or Eldar are taking on a combined Chaos Force, then the Eldar and the Harlequins are going to be try to take out Slanesh before anything else, because they have hatred Slanesh, and the demons will just try and take out all the Eldar, all the demons, all the so there's a few thoughts on solo gaming for you. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the battlefield.